Right, done. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm in my military uniform. The roads are crowded as hell. Today I'm going to be answering questions. So today's questionnaire will be Unbidder89. Unbidder89, this is a shout out to you for providing the questions in the previous video. First question: are there any motovloggers in Singapore that ride a Spark or an underbone in general? So far, no, I haven't seen one at all. Generally because people that ride underbones aren't riding it because they are motorcycling enthusiasts, but more because they are very practical people. So practical people aren't exactly very likely to be able to afford a motovlogging setup, especially since they cost almost $1,000. And if they're not gonna be enthusiasts, what do they have to motovlog about? Question number 2: can a DRZ smoke a Super 4 or a Duke 390? That's a tricky question because technically yes and no. It depends on what kind of roads you're talking about. If you're talking about stop and go traffic where there's a lot of starts and stops, or if you're talking about very winding tracks or very winding roads, then yes, a DRZ is definitely going to smoke a S4 or a Duke 390 because it's a single cylinder thumper with a lot of torque. But if you're talking about straight road right here like this, of course the Super 4 is going to beat both the 390 and the DRZ, because the Super 4, if I remember correctly, has a top speed of almost 170 kilometers. The Duke 390 has a top speed of about 165 or so. The Duke 390 is more of an in-between. It has more torque than the Super 4 but less top speed than the but more top speed than the DRZ. Question number 3: what kind of class 2 bike, which is basically anything above 400cc, are you gonna be changing to when you get your class 2 license? Actually, I had this thought out for quite a while already, and I've got the answer a long time ago, even before I bought this DRZ. And it's very simple. I'm gonna buy a Kawasaki ZX-6R. The reasoning being that I have owned a Yamaha, I've owned a Honda, I've owned a Suzuki, but I've never owned a Kawasaki. Partly because Kawasaki's are quite hard to come by in Singapore, but Kawasaki's sport bikes in the 600 range are, in my personal opinion, the best in terms of performance and the best in terms of styling. The second choice for a 600cc sport bike in terms of style would be Yamaha's R6, but since I already had a Yamaha, I'm thinking might as well go with a Kawasaki instead. Besides, I kind of like the green, and I have a green helmet that I want to match up with a new bike in the future. Oh, the sun is beautiful. Riding in the early dawn and the sunset is really the most beautiful time to ride, man. And the wind is so good. Question number 4: do you watch cycle cruisers motovlogs? Another tricky question. Yes and no. Yes, I do watch his vlogs sometimes, and yes, I do agree with what he says most of the time, but no, I don't watch him all the time. First of all, I don't really like the way he presents himself. I might agree what he says, but I don't like the way that he says it, because he seems like the guy that is trying too hard to be a white guy behaving like the black guy in the hood. Like, he keeps on trying to drone on about his CBR 600 as Honda CBR 600R, which really starts grating on my ears after a while, so you can kind of guess why I don't really like to watch his motovlogs. I watch it from time to time when I really have no reason to be doing anything else, but otherwise, nah, never. So I'm almost reaching the cam, and the camera can't really stay on. So that's all for today's questions. If you want to ask me more questions, please leave them in the comments down below, and I'll try and answer them in my next video. And of course, if you like my videos, do give me a like down below, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.